Let's talk about the bipolar elephant in the room today on Polar Warriors. I've got a great video for couples or spouses and anyone who really cares about you. I hope this video helps and I hope you like it. So, if you're bipolar and your partner or your spouse or someone close to you isn't, and the opposite applies here too, like if you're not bipolar and around someone who is, I've got an analogy that might serve both of you really well. Let's say you're the bipolar one and you ask someone who isn't to describe it to you. From someone's perspective who isn't bipolar, what do you think they're going to say when they try to describe what being bipolar is actually like? Well, I think it might go something like this. So there were these 4 blind men and they're all standing around a bipolar elephant, and someone asked them to describe what it's like. Well, the first one started touching the side of this massive elephant, and right away they said, well, an elephant's obviously like a wall. And the second one reaches out and grabs the elephant's leg and says, no, an elephant's like a tree. And then the third one, who is touching the elephant's tail, quickly chimes in and says, you both have it wrong, an elephant's like a small twig. And then the last guy that was standing in front of the elephant reached out and touched the elephant's trunk and said, are you guys crazy? An elephant's like a snake. So there's many different ways to interpret what it's like to be bipolar, especially from someone outside the circle who hasn't experienced what it feels like for themselves. And on top of that, bipolar is so relative in the way that we experience it, like how severe it is or our threshold for handling it. And quite honestly, what day of the week you catch us on. If we're really manic, someone might perceive bipolar completely different from spending time around someone who's crashing. So throwing all of that into the mix, it can be really hard for others to understand what it's really like. And for you, not everyone in general, because like I said, everyone experiences the symptoms differently. Now, all 4 of the men who are trying to describe the elephant were right in their own way, and they're really doing the best that they could based on the limited information that they had. They just didn't have the capacity at the time to see the whole picture, and out of that, we need to be a little patient with them, and they need to be patient with us too. If someone really cares about you and they want to understand a little better, they need to walk all the way around the elephant and spend some time with it until they get a better, more complete picture of what it's like. Now, this could be research on the computer or reading a book about bipolar or watching some videos of professionals or experienced polar warriors talking about what we go through and what to expect, or maybe even what to do or how to be there for us. Now, on the flip side, if they're really important to us, we might need to give them a little nudge in the right direction, especially if we feel like we're having a hard time conveying what we go through, or just feel like they don't truly understand what it's like to live in our skin. And this could mean buying them a book on bipolar or finding a great video and sitting them down and saying, please check this out. Now, something I just said is key here. I said, please. You have to see the innocence and how difficult it can be to understand someone who wants to take over the world one minute and then end their lives the next. Sometimes in the same day even this cycle happens. It's not easy, but neither is describing something like an elephant to a blind man. We can't get angry at the blind man if he doesn't get it right, especially if at least they're making an effort. We have to say, please take a moment and watch this, or it would mean a lot to me if you read this book so we can understand each other a little better, because the way I experience life is really hard for me to describe to you. If you just scream at them, you have no idea what I'm going through, or you have no idea what my life is like, I've been there. Now, you might be right, but is that really the best way to handle the situation? Or better yet, is that really going to make a difference or help them help you? You can't scream at a blind man and say, why can't you see it's a damn elephant? Especially if it's someone you care deeply about. Now, on the flip side again, let's hypothetically say that they were directly behind the elephant when it decided to take a nice shit right on top of them. What do you think that blind man might say? They might scream, what the hell is your problem? Or worse yet, are you crazy or something? so it's probably not going to be very nice. And a lot of the times the people around us end up experiencing, well, the undesirable end of the elephant, so to speak. Can you see the disconnect here? There's a gap that needs to be bridged. And if we care about the relationship, both of us care about it, then one of you needs to start walking around the elephant and the other needs to take the other's hand and patiently lead them around the elephant, letting them take some time to digest each part until the whole picture emerges. This is a total group effort when it comes to trying to understand the struggles of living with the bipolar experience. Sometimes you might get shit on, and sometimes you might be riding high, sitting on top of that powerful elephant and enjoying the ride. Bipolar is really powerful stuff. It can be so brilliant and so brutal, and thus why it's called bipolar, or two extreme ends of the spectrum, if you will. If you really care about someone and the feeling is mutual, you both need to understand that it's not easy to be blind and it's not easy to be an elephant, especially a bipolar one. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and welcome to Polar Warriors if you haven't been here before. My channel is dedicated to helping those who live with the bipolar experience and those around them to live a more peaceful and fulfilled life. If you feel like this video can help others, please consider sharing it or show your support by interacting with my channel in any way you like. Give it a like or subscribe, whatever you want to do. Just that small gesture, you can actually help the video rank a little higher and therefore be seen by more people or that are trying to understand this difficult topic. My goal is to help as many people as I possibly can through my efforts, so help me help others. We'll see you back here on the next video. Take good care of each other, and thank you for watching.